Welcome to Wiens World. I'm Jeremy Wiens, your local realtor, and I'm sitting here with Sarah Normandeau of the town of Ste Anne, who is the Rec Wizard. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. What do you do, Rec Wizard? That's quite the title.
Well, that's the title I gave to myself.
Oh.
Just the Ste Anne Rec Wizard is when people tell me what's your title, and I kind of just make a joke out of it. But I am the recreational services manager officially by the standards of council of the town of Ste Anne and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you all deal with Rec?
So essentially my position here is a support position.
Okay.
So many municipalities have a position like mine. What my position does is I engage with different community groups, associations, what have you, whether it be minor hockey or Phoenix Cheer, and I kind of establish relationships with them. I help them find grants if they need help applying for those grants. It's kind of like a puzzle piece that I kind of help in maneuver. My job is also to bring opportunity to the town of Ste Anne. So whether that be from a babysitter's course or from our summer camps or any kind of new grant opportunity to come to town, that's my position as well. So a lot of times it's coming up with the grand scope of what I see my year looking like. Council looks at it, they give me a budget that I get to play with for all of our yearly events, and then I try to find grants on top of that to make it bigger than what it can be. But we have a lot of good community groups in this community, so I think it's a lot of just engagement, a ton of engagement with different groups. Yeah.
Well, I think engagement is going to be key to building a town, building a community, right?
Absolutely.
So what are some of the big things that you have going on that you've been working on the last little while?
Well, I mean, thanks to the pandemic, I've been bored a little bit. So I found, well, I shouldn't say I've been bored. I've been very busy because I was bored, and I needed to find pockets of areas to invest my time in.
Yeah.
So we created some kind of off the hedge, off the cusp ideas, like the Ste Anne Egg-Mazing Race, which is coming up Easter weekend. We did that last year, kind of as a spin-off from our Town Bucks idea. And it was such a huge hit. I had community members contacting me, asking me, like, are we missing a person in town? Like, is somebody looking for a pet? And I actually had to take a drive around because people were around town, like, very slowly and strategically looking for things, and people were confused. So this year, it's our second annual Egg-Mazing Race, and it's kind of like I've kind of grown into the area of economic support as well with different community businesses from the Town Bucks, from the Eggmazing Race. Yeah. I love connecting with businesses. I love giving them ideas. I get invited to some of their strategic meetings, and I love it. Yeah. So the Eggmazing Race is a great opportunity for them to invest, adopt an egg. I hide the eggs, and then community members get to come in and claim their prize. So last year we did 12. This year we hope to double up and do 24.
And that's good for the whole family. I know my kids were out there in town, and we were also seeing lots of people just flooding the school playground over the park, and we were like, what's going on?
It was kind of wild, and I don't think I realized how big it would get. I mean, people coming from outside the town coming to look for eggs too, and I have actually businesses in Steinbach that are like, what's this Egg-Mazing Race, and can I get involved? Can I put an egg in? And I'm like, well, yeah, for sure. Like, it just kind of grew and kind of snowballed into this bigger thing than I thought it would be. Yeah. And we had some people looking for eggs that were like blown away. I just got $100 off a tattoo, or I just want a bottle of wine. So now I'm thinking bigger and better. And with 24 eggs, I would like every egg to hit family, kid, youth, and adult. So it's like now it becomes super fun. So as families come in and they spend their weekend with their families in town for Easter, it kind of explodes into this fun, almost like a geocaching type thing. Like you're hunting for a treasure, but like there is a bigger prize. Like, you know, when you geocache and you just get a little sticker and you exchange. I don't know if you've done that. We do it with our kids often. This is bigger and better. Like a lot of times you're winning some pretty awesome things. So
well, this is good for both the people of the community and the businesses, because it expands and gets them giving vouchers, going to get a tattoo, going to get a bottle of wine. I mean, who doesn't like those?
And I think that's right. And I think that's the other thing is that our tattoo artist was actually fairly new at the time, and he broke into our community right when COVID hit. So when the pandemic hit, it was very hard for him to like kind of do his community engagement, and he's a tattoo artist, so the Town Bucks thing was a great thing. He was super awesome. This made sense for him, and he was able to really connect with the community based off of that as well. So and it just kind of helped him engage more, which is, I think it helps him, it helps us, it's fun for me. So Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah. Do you have dates for when you're planning this? I guess Easter weekend, right?
It's going to be Easter weekend, so I work. Nobody go out and try to find me that week. May have to hide myself, but I work on the. Yeah, exactly. I work the week before, like kind of the last days before the Easter weekend at hiding the eggs, and I don't have the best ability to remember where even the 12 eggs were. So I remember like hiding one, and I have to take a picture, and then take a bigger picture to know exactly where I was. It's just like our community's not that big, but at the same time, I was like, man, this could go wrong pretty fast. And with 24 eggs, I think I have to be really strategic, like different colors, for instance. Like a lot of times people that weekend, I ended up working that weekend because people were like, oh, we found these eggs and we're still looking, is there more? And I really had to figure out my system of were all 12 eggs found. And now this year I'm like, okay, I need to like, it has to be a certain color and it has to be in a certain place and I have to match the color with the place. So then when people ask me, is there more? Have all 24 been found? I don't want them looking for no reason, right? Like, and I kind of want to stay engaged all weekend and be like, 3 eggs have been claimed. There's still 21 left. So I mean, there's more fun things that I can add on to it. It's just, like I said, I wasn't expecting it to be that crazy of an event, but it ended up being pretty awesome.
Absolutely. Is there help anybody can contribute to that if people want to say, what can I do?
Absolutely. Any business is welcome to adopt an egg. Is kind of the spin-off of what I've been calling it this year. But I am creating its own Eggmazing Race event on Facebook. That event is going to be shared on our community pages, on our town page. Different community members will share it as well, I'm sure. But yeah, any business or anybody who wants to volunteer and create some sort of like a donation, it can be big or small. You can bring it into the town and you can say who you are. We're going to honor you on that page and promote your business and all that kind of stuff. And it doesn't have to be anything over the top, crazy big. It can be, you know, a couple bottles of wine to some chocolate Easter bunnies that we add into the mix for the kids. So it can be as big as you want it to be.
That's
essentially,
awesome.
Which is really good.
Yeah. So we'll shift gears a little bit. What about you? There's a lot of new sports coming in, like under 13 baseball, and like, there's a lot of different baseball leagues that are coming in, correct?
Yeah. So we started. I brought youth baseball back about 8 years ago, with a friend who's no longer involved. But we had brought it back just on the whim of our kids liking baseball. That's where it started. I hadn't been here for years, since years and years, maybe 20 years. And it just kind of grew from there. So we started off with the Rally Caps program, which is very young, like 4-year-olds to 7-year-olds. And then it spun into that as our kids started growing into a different age group. So my son is a 2010 kid, and he keeps kind of growing, and as that new level comes in and he adjusts to that new level, we add that new level because we have the volunteers to back it up, right? Like if anybody wanted to start anything like U15, U18, for sure we're all for that. We just need volunteers to be able to facilitate it, right? So yeah, this year we have the U13 coming in because they outgrew the U11. So we have the Rally Caps, the U7, U9, U11, and then we also have U12 and U10 female as well.
Awesome.
Which is huge.
Yeah. And then there's also soccer. These fields have been getting a lot more used in the last couple of years. Like I live right there, so I know. I can notice that how much also it gets used, and it's. Crazy.
So if you go back even 5 years ago, so we had the Rally Caps for a couple of years, but there was maybe 6 teams of little kids running around on we could fit them all on the same night. So that's not a lot. That's pretty good. Now we're going from Monday to Thursday in our youth baseball program. That's SABA, like Ste Anne Baseball Association. And then we have, so 5 years ago, before that, it was only the ladies league that was on those diamonds. So if you so the history of the diamonds is they were built in the late 60s. So they're getting very archaic, and they're getting kind of there's some things that really need, we no longer want to put band-aids on them. We want to rebuild them, and we have a plan. We now have a working plan for our new diamonds and everything, which is great. Now we have so much use on these diamonds that I control the schedule for it between the ladies league, and then we have an adult mixed league now on Tuesday nights that have been there for about 4 years, I want to say, 3 or 4 years, and he's got 13 teams every year that compete against each other, so it's a great opportunity for them. And then we have our youth baseball, soccer's in there. Sometimes we have karate or taekwondo that comes in. We have our Monday night walk, jog, and run club that's that someone runs in the community as well, which is a free program to come out and walk the track with other people and have fun and get out and get exercise. But now when you see how much these diamonds and this whole recreational space is being used, it's mind-blowing compared to even 3 years ago, never mind 5 years ago, and before we brought baseball back for youth, there was nothing but the ladies league teams, and there was only 2 of them that were playing. So they had the run of the diamonds, they could do what they want. It's a great problem to have. Now we need to catch up, right, and shift gears into like how can we rebuild, restructure, and make it usable for everyone.
Absolutely. It sounds like there's some really good things in play coming. And just seeing how much has been used already has been awesome to see. So, but I guess one more thing we talked about previously was you have summer camps going. Tell us what those are, what that looks like.
Yeah, so the summer day camps is a program that's been around for years, like way before my time. So what we do essentially in 7 weeks of summer, 8 weeks of summer is we create different themes and opportunities for parents who work and their kids are off in summer for them to do something fun and engaging and different. So just to give you an example, our day starts, like drop off is between 8:30 and 9 and pick up is between 4 and 4:30. So within that work kind of time frame, the kids get to engage with a theme. So one year we did Game On Week. So one of the things that I did was I built like an Eggmazing Race around town. So they had to literally I had like the detours and everything, like and all the detours. And like I said, like we engaged with the library and like different businesses where they had to like find things and their flags and things like that. It's really fun. We've had a Harry Potter week. This year we have Minecraft week coming, which I'm thinking is going to be huge. We have an escape room and code breakers kind of, I forget what it's called, that is coming into play this summer as well. So it's going to be really exciting.
That's awesome. What ages was that again?
It's anywhere from 5 to 12.
5 to 12.
So it's, we don't take, we used to take 4-year-olds, but it's a little bit difficult at that age, especially when you have programming you're trying to make for 12-year-olds. It's hard to have that younger group in there. So now we do 5 to 12, and then we split the group if we need to for certain things. And there are certain themes where we say it's ideal for ages 8 to 12. So if you put your kid in before 8, it's kind of like it's ideal for this age, but we're going to try and make something work if we get some younger kids too. So
So that's probably a good area for volunteers as well, if they want to get involved. Those don't just happen by themselves. It takes a lot of work.
No, and it's a lot of engagement again, right? So I have, for example, Fraser Reptiles that normally comes to our Dawson Trail Day weekend every year. He comes in and he engages with the kids in summer camp. This year I have an Animal Planet week, so I'm hoping to get him in and the kids can take pictures and see his snakes and all that kind of stuff and kind of engage and ask him questions and all that kind of thing. So it's just what kind of opportunity you can bring to them and things that are different than school. So we had a safety week one year where you probably know this, we have more tornado warnings than we've ever had over the years, and we actually have tornado chasers in our province now more than ever before. So we had Eastman Safety Services come in and do a safety week, and one of those days was totally around tornado planning, what you can do, what to look for. The kids loved it. It was an amazing idea. And we also we partnered with the Ste Anne Police Department the one year, and we did a junior police academy, which was a sellout every year we had it. So we've taken a couple years off. We're gonna probably bring that back in the next couple years. And they had the canine unit come out, which was really cool for the kids. They had the sleeve on, the dog, the kids got to actually watch what they do and meet those dogs and do some pretty intense training and just creating those different really cool opportunities where they don't get when they're in school. It's a different kind of day. It's all about, it's just pure fun.
That sounds like a good opportunity to get some good memories happening there.
And new friends, right? I get kids from Lorette. I've had kids coming from Winnipeg for certain themes. So you're doing a Harry Potter week, my kids are so in, save them a spot.
Minecraft would be a big one.
I'm thinking Minecraft is in, and part of Minecraft is we actually spent a lot of time with cardboard boxes and we build bunkers, and then on Friday we do a Nerf gun Friday. So we and we do it in the arena. So kids are building bunkers and they play Nerf guns in the arena. They love it. It's a blast for them.
Boy, I think teenagers are going to be a little bit jealous of that part.
I know. I probably could have gone a little bit older, right? And we have a mentor program too that I haven't been able to do the last 2 years. But essentially, that pre-age before kids can start to get a full-time job. Like you can work at 15, but as a parent, I need to fill out an application online to be able to give them a permit to work at 15, plus commit to driving them because they obviously don't have a license. But that 14 and 13-year-old age, and even some 12-year-olds, you know, they're starting to kind of age out of the program. And I've come into these issues before, and that's sort of my background. I'm really engaged with volunteers and kids. I've ran resume workshop in the past and all that kind of stuff for kids and helping them market themselves for positions, right? So for me, building a program of mentorship, engaging with those teens and saying, hey, you can sign up for a week or two of summer camp, gives you something to do, engage with kids. And if you're really good at it, you have to earn it, but you can earn a certificate of volunteerism. And then that looks really good for a resume. You essentially were a volunteer for a week or more weeks. Some of them have done multiple weeks because they're bored in the summer and they don't have that opportunity yet to get a full-time job. So it creates, you know, at-home jobs for those kids to start to market themselves as well, which is huge.
Totally, that's awesome. It sounds like I'm pretty excited. I love living here in Ste. Anne. I know there's going to be a lot of things happening. We're just coming up until summer, so I know we have Dawson Trail Days. We have the Santa Parade that happened this last year was absolutely phenomenal. I'm looking forward to what's going to come in this next year. So there's a lot more to come, right?
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
And just from our conversation, I know that it's going to be an exciting place to be as Ste. Anne for future events, right?
Yeah. So. For sure. Yeah. There's so many things in the works, right? Like we've thought about a kickoff to summer and doing a grassroots. There's a group of us, like a rec committee that we established now, which we haven't even actually announced to the public yet because of COVID. But we actually essentially have a Ste. Anne recreational group that is an actual board that we are starting to facilitate and starting to work with and stuff. And it's a great board, phenomenal people that are all very much amazing with planning these types of things. And we thought about it like a spring or a June, I guess, summer kickoff to summer event, which would be sort of like a spring festival. And it would be a one-day thing because that's how you start logistically, right? You don't want to bite off more than you can handle. And then it just kind of grows from there on what people want. But it's just, it's that fun kind of engagement with everybody before going off to like camping and cottage and holidays and not seeing each other. And we have so many good facilities. Like in the off season, I have 6 months to be able to plan things in the curling rink and the arena. And you know, a council that completely supports that and wants me to engage with the public and create all these different things, which is huge. So being able to do that is going to be good, and having that space to work with, the sky's the limit. So we can do a lot of things.
Absolutely. So, is there anything else you want to cover before?
No, I think it's really cool. So I mean, this is really cool what you're doing, and I like the Wiens World idea, and I can't wait to see these videos all come into play, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun to keep going with them.
Absolutely, and I'm pretty sure we'll do this again, shoot
for
soon,
sure.
And keep these going. But yeah, so stay tuned with these videos. There's going to be a lot more information coming. We're going to be there for the Easter Egg-Mazing Race, the second annual Egg-Mazing Race. We're going to be checking it out, and maybe we'll get a few glimpses of what people are looking at, and maybe have a few conversations with people as well along the way. But yeah, stay tuned for that, and make sure you like, follow, and subscribe, and we will keep you up to date.